Hello everyone, this is Waldorf.
This is Statler.
And today we're continuing our tactics series with a quick video, maybe not so quick video on wheeling.
Wheeling, and this is not changing the tires on your car.
No?
No.
Go.
This is how to properly do a wheel on the wargame table.
And because we see this a lot, not done properly.
And this is a bit of a pet peeve of mine because I see it across different games that have ranks and flanks types of troops. You see people make the same mistakes quite often.
Correct. Not just in fantasy battle type
Exactly.
games.
Exactly.
Right. So let's start off with a couple examples.
And we're going to ask you, is it a wheel or not?
Wheel or not?
Yes.
So here we go. We've got a unit of what's this? Unit of Nashers.
Nashers.
Back that up again.
Yeah, back it up because it was too quick.
So, all right.
They're very fast.
We got the unit of Nashers, and they're going to try to wheel. And here we go. And there we have it.
Is it a wheel or is it not a wheel?
That is not a wheel.
Not a wheel.
That is kind of a reform, if anything.
Exactly, because one corner
Right.
moved backwards.
Right, which you cannot do in a wheel. So moving on, we also have this,
Yeah.
which is a completely irregular move, which we
Yes.
don't even need to.
Is that a wheel or not a wheel?
That's not a wheel.
Wheel or not a wheel?
A diagonal direction is not a wheel.
It's called
not
moving
a
at the
bishop.
oblique.
Right.
Wheel? Not a wheel.
Still wheeling backwards
Still
with the
moving
one corner.
backwards.
Right,
Exactly.
which you cannot do.
So the key factor is
And another
in
kind
the
of
other
off to
direction
other
showing the
side.
same thing.
Right. So if you want to do a proper wheel, the easy way to do that.
Is really to mark your initial spot
Mm-hmm.
and then bring it around. Notice how the corner
Correct.
on the one side stays where it started and just the one side moves. That is a wheel.
Thus giving you a proper wheel.
That's how you do an oblique move with a double wheel, for
Correct.
example.
The corner itself does not move.
Correct.
And here you have the same thing with
Same
the tape
thing,
measure.
just measuring, just to show the example of doing this quasi-oblique move but
Correct.
with double wheels.
And there you have it.
In this case, just using the finger on the movement tray to hold it in position,
Correct.
which is one way to do it.
Which is a good way of doing it, actually. Makes it hard to measure your wheel
Correct.
while you're doing that. But
Sometimes you'll have to put your tape measure out and just stop it at that
Right.
position or whatever.
drop a die, something like that.
Yeah. Now, here's another example that you'll see a lot.
Yeah, just moving straight past your unit.
Right. Here's a
When in
case where in
reality-
reality you have a wheel would hit the unit, but you see people do this like oblique moves.
Right.
Oh, I just wheeled past them. It's like,
No,
no.
you just move past.
You just obliqued
You
past them.
can't get past them.
Exactly.
So again,
So same thing.
this time since you
Here's
can't
a
get
case.
past them,
I want to fight them, so I
just do a double wheel and get
come in, and now I've chaffed them up or whatever.
It's more than chaff at that
Yeah,
point
yeah.
with that unit.
Yes, it is.
But again, it's that wheel directly past a unit. I mean, let's show you real quick again where it's back all the way up. So you'll see this. I see this in tournaments a lot.
I see it all the time. Oh, I can get over here. People just
When
move their guys.
I mean, they won't even say anything. It'll just be
Yep.
all of a sudden you look
They'll
at this,
measure and they'll go boom.
and then all of a sudden you see that. And
Yeah.
it's like, wait. And, anyway. And then you have that whole thing going
Right.
back.
And then they're not sure where the unit was, and they think it was here. And
Right.
yes.
So again, hold the corner, pivot the unit. Makes it easy. So here we have a case where you can't wheel past the
Because he's been chaffed up.
shaft up. So I'm going to fight him. Okay, I can't wheel past him. I'll just go fight him.
Yeah. And I just maximize everybody.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Not quite right. So again, showing you can't get past. So the best you can do is wheel into them, and there you have it.
And I bumped them a little bit, so I
You
just
bumped
straightened them
so
back.
straight back up.
Yeah.
But as you can see the difference, now you've got 3 of the Nashers in as opposed to all of the Nashers.
Yes.
It's not going to make much of a difference in this fight, but it can make a difference. Also, notice the positioning for the overrun. Had you let the opponent do it the other way, he's in the flank of your boar
the boar
boys
boys.
as well.
Yes.
So it's just one of those things. It's yeah, I know you can hit them, but it's how much you can
How
get
much
into
can
them.
hit them?
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you see that a lot where
Yes.
people say, "Oh, we're supposed to maximize."
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes, but not beyond your
Yeah,
what your wheel.
there's no
can do.
sliding over.
The slide is not
Just
not
common.
there. And this is an example of a reverse wheel,
Of the reverse
which you
wheel,
cannot do.
which you see people do. And
Correct.
You can't. You can about face and then do a wheel.
Correct. Or if you had a musician, you could pivot.
Yes.
I mean, you could do a reform and then reverse, but you cannot do a reverse
Yes.
wheel. Okay? Pretty clear? You with me so far? Should be. You helped me videos. Here we have an example of using dice to mark a
Right.
which I always recommend, using dice to mark your
So this way you're using it for two purposes.
Exactly.
One is you're using it as your wheel, and the other point is it shows where you started moving
Correct.
from.
In case your opponent says, "Oh, that's not quite right," you say, "Okay, well, look, here's where I was. I'll show you. You know, I'll
Here's
go
where I
back."
was. I've
Yeah.
lined it up. The front of the dice is with the front of the
Correct.
base.
Yep. And so you could go back and do it again.
And this is something, we're not suggesting that you put dice down every time you move a unit. But when you start getting into be close proximity or you're doing some extreme charges
Correct.
or extreme movements in some ways, it's probably important to mark where you started.
It is, and especially if you're going to be doing something a little odd.
Exactly. And it's really when you're doing when you're in close proximity to troops or you're doing extreme angles. You're moving straight ahead on the wheel a little bit. No one's going to give you a hard time.
Right.
But
This is a good way of checking a wheel.
this is an alternate way to check without
Right
having
here.
to move your unit.
Say, look at that. My unit is 8 inches wide,
I just put it
so I'll
out.
just use a tape, and I cannot get past you because 8 from my corner
Is on
doesn't
top of
get
this
past
guy's
you.
head.
Correct.
So there's no slipping past him.
So it's an easy way, without moving your unit at all,
To check if you
to
can get
check to
past
see
him.
if you can wheel. You could do the same thing by holding the corner of that unit and trying your wheel, but then of course, it's subject to the opponent not thinking you did it correctly.
Yeah,
If you do a quick measure, there's no argument.
right.
You're 8 wide, it's not 8 inches between there and there. You can't make that wheel.
And so once again, when you get in those close proximity, these are the things that just help you get through there without doing weird stuff.
Correct.
Especially you get past somebody thinks they've chaffed you, and then you all of a sudden you whip past them because you think you can get by. You didn't check it, and you didn't mark it. Now it's
Now it's an
an
argument.
unpleasant discussion potentially of where did you start and where were you and all that.
Right.
And in a competitive environment, which like you play in tournaments, like
Yeah.
it's something that's not
It can
needed.
get sticky.
Yeah.
Typically, in a tournament, if the person moved the unit without approval or whatever, then it's his fault.
Yes.
Without checking properly or whatever. But it's hard. Again, it's not. It's not always easy to.
It
push
still
that
turns into a
through.
discussion, and any type of those type of discussions delay the game, even
Correct.
and if you may not get a turn in because of it. And,
Yeah, and you want a friendly game, and you want things to go smooth. If you're like me, you want a smooth, friendly tournament. And
the reason I don't play tournaments is because I've run into too many conversations with people.
that's because you do too many of this weird
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, that's going to do it for just a quick thing on wheeling. Thanks for listening.
Till next time.